it's Connor and I. We're coming back from Epcot. We just went to see Dennis DeYoung, so we're going to chat about that. We did a couple more food reviews. Want to talk some Star Wars, and well, we're on the road, so let's see what else we can come up with on our drive back to our home. Let's start off with Dennis DeYoung, Connor. And in case anybody doesn't know who Dennis DeYoung is, he's actually a guy. He was the original writer and lead singer, one of the writers and lead singer for the band Styx. I'm old, so I remember Styx in their heyday. He's no longer with Styx, hasn't been for years. You know how that goes. I think it's more of a money thing, that it's cheaper for them to kind of pick up different members and split up and go out on the road that way, and everybody makes more money. So I've seen Styx without him, and now I've seen him, and Styx is really good without him, by the way. But his voice is stellar. Now, Dennis, I believe, is like, I could be wrong, and this would be a high insult, but I believe he's like 71, maybe. And so what I'll do here into this audio is we recorded a lot of this and did video of some of it. I'm going to stick in some clips, and you can listen to kind of see what he sounds like at 70-some years old. I think Connor's looking up how old he is, so
yes,
we will just go on. So
he's 70.
70 years old, so you'll get a chance to hear what this guy sounds like.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I have never in my life heard a concert that well performed by anybody.
And this was the second to the last show for this run at this Food and Wine. So we, of course, didn't stick around for the last show because we've got other stuff that's got to get done, so we got to head back home. Anyway, all in all, this was the first time that Connor's ever really heard him, so tell me some of the things, Connor, if you can, that stood out to you.
I mean, obviously, his voice at 70 years old, yeah, just even thinking about it, about him hitting some of those notes was making me cough. Because I could never hold those notes, and I'm 20. Yeah, so his voice is absolutely incredible. It just booms through the entire crowd. And then the band he had behind him they were some of the best musicians I've ever heard, especially the two guitarists.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of what you have to have when you're coming out of Styx, who are good musicians. Well, the drummer for the original band Styx, I believe he's passed away, and the original bass player has passed away, and so those two guys have been replaced with the band out on the road. And so I think that they have the original rhythm guitarist, and Styx does, not Dennis DeYoung. And they have Tommy Shaw, which is their original lead guitarist. I think other than that, I don't think anybody else is original in the band. Of course,
you keep going back to Styx, though. This is
I know.
Dennis DeYoung.
I want to cover both sides of it, though, so in case people don't know who he is. I mean, it's been a long time since Dennis DeYoung's even been on the charts or anything. So I'm just trying to help people out to know who he is. So at 70 years old, at 50 years old, the guy sounds amazing. I'm glad we went to see him. If he comes back again next year, I'll be back again next year to see him.
Yeah, I'll come back every year he comes.
So as far as covering lineups, let's see here. We have 10,000 Maniacs next week. I don't know that we're going to make it over to see them. Then we have...
Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Actually, with it, I think they're after them.
Yeah, and then
after.
A couple other bands or something, and then to round this thing out on like November the 12th is Squeeze. So we'll be there for Toad the Wet Sprocket and Squeeze.
I think we also said too we were going to try to go there for Blue October and
that's right.
Living Color.
Yeah, I forgot about those two bands. Okay, so that's kind of the lineup that's still coming that we're going to check out. If you get a chance to, you can follow us. You can follow us on Periscope. I'll usually try to live stream at least one song from the set, and that's just, I think it's Periscope. Just look up These Amazing Places on Periscope and you'll find us. Okay, so moving on. I keep thinking there's something that I really wanted to say here, and I can't remember what it was.
The Mouse Moment Munchies.
All right. Okay. Did a couple more food reviews. So first we went to Ireland.
Yes.
Okay, and
we got the Irish roasted sausage.
Yeah.
And it was with mashed potatoes and gravy. It's bangers and mash.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I think it's $5, and I'll put the correct price up here if you're watching the video edition of this. It was delicious. So we just ate I ate bangers and mash about a week ago maybe at Rose and Crown, and this was darn near as good as that. And portion size was about half, and for $5 when half the portion. And the cost for the bangers and mash at Rose and Crown was $20. So that gives you an idea. Here's to a little thing. I wanted the cheese stout soup, and it comes with the Irish soda bread, I believe. But they didn't have any made, and so they were willing to make some and let it heat up. And this was later on in the evening. But then they asked if they just gave us it's like a little cake thing.
It's the cream cake, caramel, I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, and so we'll be doing a review of it because we've already tried it once before. It's like a lava cake, like a little lava cake.
With a caramel vanilla sauce put over top of it. Very
good stuff. And then they just gave us another bangers and mash. Let me think here. In place of the cheese soup. But they did give us a dessert for free, so thanks to them. It was honestly something they didn't even need to do. I'm not one to push somebody. I wasn't bent on getting the cheese stout soup. So there's always next time. Anyway, so we tried that, and it turned out that it was really good.
It's the bangers and mash.
Yeah.
Yeah, the roasted taste of the sausage was perfectly done, and then I think there were leeks and onions inside of the gravy for the mashed potatoes.
It's like an onion gravy.
Yeah, and it was incredibly flavorful. For something that would seem like it's just a very simple meal of mashed potatoes, gravy, and sausage, that was one of the most flavorful things I've tasted there.
Okay, so that was in Ireland. I definitely recommend Ireland for quite a few things. Just go and check it out. It's a nice, kind of hearty meals. Okay, so then we went to Scotland.
Yes.
And we got do you remember you got the potato pancake?
Yeah, I got the potato pancake that has salmon and a sour cream, herb sour cream on top of it.
And I got the lamb stew. And so, as usual, I think it was $5.50 for each one. And so you can check it out and see how much those were. I should have it up on the screen here. The lamb stew was really good, actually. It had a little bit of potato, I think, in it too. So very good stuff. I would actually get that again, but not when it's so hot. So it's a little cooler this evening. That's kind of what helped us to be able to eat some different things. Nobody wants a big old steaming bowl of stew when it's 97 degrees out. So Connor, what did you think? I know what he thought, but I want everybody to hear this.
So the potato pancake is, I think, absolutely the best thing that they have at Food and Wine. At least for this year. Yeah, I cannot say enough good things about that. The salmon taste, it was a smoked salmon, and it was the freshest tasting salmon that I've ever had. It was cold, and along with the herb salt or the herb cream, sour cream on top of it, that mixture was cold, it was fresh, it was delicious. And then the pancake was also had like some sort of herbs inside of it to give it a very like greeny taste to it. So all around, best meal I think you can get at Food and Wine this year.
That's interesting, and I don't touch seafood, so this was all Connor on this one. So I'm glad. That's kind of a surprise. I haven't heard anybody else even try it, and so when Connor gave such high praises to it, I thought, oh, this is good.
It was apparently the Chew's favorite reviewed item.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Did it say that somewhere?
It was on their sign.
Okay. And as we were walking through there tonight, they were filming Wheel of Fortune. So we got you could see Vanna White. It's interesting. So they film it on the same stage where they filmed the Chew show, but it's kind of sunk down in, and then they put shrubbery too along there. So you're actually down below it. They're actually probably on almost the same level as you, so you can't really see what's going on, but I could see Vanna White's head kind of sticking up. So it's interesting. I thought that they filmed it at night. Probably helps with lights or something. So anyway, that was fun, enjoyable. I don't believe it's live. They did have an audience there, but I think that's all filmed. And so then they'll show it probably here in a week or who knows when. So fun to see that. Let me think here. Anything else that we want to say about Epcot while we were in there?
I think that covers it.
Okay. So coming outside of Epcot, another good evening in Epcot. It's actually getting better when it's cooling off some. So I'm kind of anxious for that time of the year to come around. When it does come up, they'll be doing the holidays around the world. We're going to go and check out all of that. We'll be checking out let me see, they're actually going to do a lot of holiday stuff, like Christmas type light stuff, and I believe they're doing it on Sunset Drive and Hollywood Studios. They'll be doing the processional stuff at Epcot, and then they'll, of course, have the Christmas lights and stuff like that, and the party. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party over at Magic Kingdom. I don't know if we'll go check out the party. I did it last year, and for the money, I still think you're probably better off to go do the Halloween party. I'm not saying it was horrible, but for the money, probably a better time for the kids at the Halloween party. If you are looking for a way to save a few bucks and be able to get on more rides without waiting in lines, it's a good way to do that. And just in case, we've been saying it for years, if you do buy a hard ticket to one of those parties, you can go into the park at 4 p.m. Don't wait until the 7 p.m. It's marked on the ticket. So head in, and you get a few extra hours to enjoy the park. All right, outside of that, let's see here. The Star Wars, what's it called here? The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi trailer
just released. And let's just go. Connor remembers history and all of this a lot better. And I'm trying to think, first of all, what's some of the items that we've read? I just read today that they did say Carrie Fisher will be in episode 9 even.
Yeah, I believe that maybe if she didn't finish her parts, she was near wrapping episode 9. And so they said that it's going to be fairly easy to piece her story together.
And my theory in this is that they've already filmed her parts in episode 9, because I believe they've already filmed Han Solo or Harrison Ford's parts in episode 9. So I still think you're going to see him back. I still absolutely believe that, or at least they filmed the parts So if they would decide to maybe bend the story and do something else, they can. Let's face it, Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher, none of them are young or were young. And so it's only smart that they would film whatever parts of theirs ahead of time. So it's going to be interesting to just see. Now, we'll get into episode 8. So, of course, Rian Johnson's directing. It releases on December the 18th.
December 14th. So speaking of though, with this trailer, he originally started off telling people to avoid it because he felt that there were too many spoilers in it.
And what do you think?
I didn't really notice. I mean, obviously we haven't seen the movie, so we don't know how much of it would be spoiled for it. But I don't feel like there were any major plot points.
Well, here's what I noticed. They kind of did what they did with episode 7. They have people talking in the background, and you're not sure who they're talking to.
Yes.
And they did the same thing in the trailer for episode 7. So
yeah, that's all misdirection.
Yeah, and so I still believe that. So there's many scenes there with Kylo Ren reaching out his hand, and it appears as though
he's reaching out to Rey, and they're going to join forces.
But you know how that can be cut. It may not be that at all.
I've already seen people break down the color palette of the scene, and they've proven to where they're in different areas.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
And that's what I figured. But it's close, and the acoustics of the room sound the same with both of them. I think they did the same thing with a lot of the shots with Mark Hamill and what's being said. One doesn't really match up sometimes to the other, but it's close enough that you wonder. All right, so theories on this. What I'm thinking, I'm trying to figure out what do I think at this point. I think it would be very difficult. Everybody says, they believe that they're going to pull but Kylo Ren back around to the good side, the light or whatever. And I think it's hard if it really is true that he murdered a bunch of children and stuff. But in the end, I guess they did the same thing with Anakin, right?
Yes.
He did some
with
horrible
Darth Vader, he was redeemed in the end, so.
Right. And so I guess they could head that direction. It's going to be interesting to see. It looks like obviously Daisy Ridley or Rey has a much bigger part in this. What was it? You read something about Finn. He has a lightsaber in this? In the trailer?
No, it wasn't a lightsaber. I saw people originally saying that they thought that he had a lightsaber, but it's the stormtrooper. I don't know the technical term for it, but it's basically the stormtrooper's version of a lightsaber. It's the only thing that can battle against one that isn't a lightsaber.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so it's like a deflector.
Okay.
So he was using that against Phasma.
Okay.
And they were seen in the middle of a battle. And so that's another thing that is seemingly going to be a plot point. Is that it looks like Finn and Poe go undercover into the First Order. Because in multiple shots you can see them in First Order uniforms, including the shot where Finn and Phasma are battling. Finn is in a First Order uniform attacking Phasma, and there's a battle going on in the background.
So what's Phasma's job?
She's the head of the army.
Of the stormtroopers?
Yeah, she's like the head of
So
all
it would
stormtroopers.
make sense that she would be chasing Finn down.
Yes.
Since he's basically an AWOL stormtrooper, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that makes sense. Daisy Ridley, every shot that I saw other than the one that they made it look like maybe she was talking to Kylo Ren in some kind of a cavernous area, every other shot that I remember looked like she was on the island the whole time. Would you say that?
Yes.
And I didn't see anything with her or Luke Skywalker off of the island. So,
depending, because there were a couple scenes where it almost reminded you of like Dagobah, where she was walking into like a foggy mist, and there were a couple trees around. So that could be on. I think it's Ahch-To is the name of the planet. That could be the same place, but you never know.
Okay. So, and then as far as Carrie Fisher,
yeah, another piece of misdirection there.
She just looked like she was in a command center again, right?
She was in the middle of a battle, a space battle, on, I believe it was the Radis, is the name of the ship that she was on, and that's also the one that it seemed like Kylo Ren was targeting.
Trying to, but they even show him in one part looking like he's about to fire on her.
That's what it is.
And he's tearing up, basically.
Yeah, and that's when, over top of him, it plays his voice saying, let go of the past, kill it if you have to. And so, yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I don't think that's too much of a spoiler because they've said that Carrie Fisher is going to be in episode 9, so she doesn't die in this one.
Or she does, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where this is going to go. But it was a good trailer. Very well done. A lot of misdirect, I feel.
Which you have to give.
But
otherwise you give away so much of the story.
Yes.
That it just kind of becomes what the heck.
That was another thing too that I wanted to mention is that it looks like we're going to get scenes of Kylo Ren destroying the training academy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so because it shows when Luke is talking to seemingly Rey about how he's only seen power like this once before, and it didn't scare him then, but it does now. And when he's talking about that, it cuts to his arm coming out of the rubble from the training academy.
Okay, so the training academy, was that where he...
That was where Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren turned against Luke.
Okay. Alright. So see, you get into some things there where I'm like, okay, I'm not sure. The training academy was where he had the children too, right?
Well, I mean, they don't say whether or not he had children.
They never do really say what he killed there.
He was training the next Jedi.
Okay.
And that's what Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren killed, assumingly.
So do you have any theories on Luke? What do you think's going to go on with Luke?
Yeah, I don't know.
It really is very vague. I mean, the trailer didn't give anything away, really, on Luke. I mean, he still looks frustrated and angry. And so, yeah, it didn't really give anything away on Luke. But yeah, it still looks basically the same. They did lengthen out a little more in the scene where Rey is handing the lightsaber to him, and he looks very shocked to see her.
That's a great cinematic moment, too, in the trailer. Because it's him grabbing his lightsaber with his robotic hand, which is the hand that he lost when he lost the lightsaber. And so it's the rejoining after the fact. So yeah, that's a pretty neat cinematic moment, I thought.
Yeah, and I just thought, though, he looked shocked to see her. Like shocked or angry.
Yeah, anger
or
is
both.
What I get.
Yeah, like he had been disturbed, bothered by her. That she was there.
Yeah,
So,
they've already said that, I think it's Rian Johnson said that in the story, Luke Skywalker is not who Rey wanted him to be, or who she thought he would be. And so he said that she's disappointed by that, or kind of shocked by that.
Huh, okay.
So yeah, I could see there's many places where this could go. Once again, it could just be all misdirect, and he might willingly train her and might be fine with the Jedi and all of that, the Jedi Order. But it could also go to where they kind of brushed against this. Well, not brushed against it. They actually went into it with Ahsoka, the idea of a gray Jedi who kind of leaves the Order. They don't turn bad, but they're not part of the Jedi Order, and so they're just kind of on their own.
Well, I guess part of me keeps going back to when Yoda was with Luke, how he continually told him, "You're not ready for this. You're not capable."
Luke did go back between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and went and got the full rest of his training. Because he comes back in the Return of the Jedi as a Master Jedi. So yeah, that all was cleared up.
Okay.
Because he was trained by Yoda.
So I guess I'm still. Why would Luke be? That's going to be the storyline.
Yes.
Why is Luke so angry?
He's supposedly looking for the first Jedi Temple, or one of the first Jedi Temples, but they've never said why.
Oh, okay. What do you think?
Guidance, I would guess.
You think?
Yes.
And then he's not getting any answers, so he becomes
the
angry.
last of the Jedi.
So he's just abandoned.
Yes, he's literally the last of them, and so I think he's trying to communicate maybe with Obi-Wan or with any of the former Jedi, trying to get any sort of guidance as to what he should do. If I had to guess, that's what I would say.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, this movie opens December 14th. We have tickets. We're going to be going to see it in IMAX, right?
IMAX 3D.
At about 10:30 at night. It actually, I think the first showing is 6 p.m. that evening on the December the 14th. So we won't be there until later at night. Okay, a little more Star Wars. They just announced today that tickets just went on sale for the Star Wars VR experience that will be at Disney Springs here in Orlando and at Downtown Disney in Anaheim, near Disneyland. So
$30 a person, right?
Tickets for $29.95 or $30 a person. Yeah. They give a little trailer on the website. Do you remember what the website was? You didn't put it in.
No.
I'll stick it here. I'll stick a note here so people, in case you haven't seen this, I'll try to stick a link and some other stuff in here so that you can see what the website is to get to it. Yeah, it looks like tickets. You buy tickets one at a time or double up. And from what it explained, the experience will be broken up into parties of 4, and then you make your way through with VR headsets on, I believe.
VR headsets and it looked like maybe motion controls or of some sort, because you do have hands in the game.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it tracks your actual hands or what goes on there, but it looks like it's going to be awesome. It looks like they drop you into a building, and it uses the layout of the building as like the actual in-game map, and so you can move around freely. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be incredible.
Now, the one thing it didn't explain, because it reminds me a little bit of like Escape Room, but of course with the VR headset on. It didn't explain as far as a wheelchair capability in there, and nowhere could I find it. So I'll probably make a call at the number that they listed and see what they say to that. The reason why I say that is in some of the escape rooms that I've done, some of them you have stairs and stuff you have to go up, and slides you have to go down. That stuff isn't happening for Connor or for somebody in a wheelchair, or even somebody who's got mobility issues of any kind. There are things that you wouldn't be able to do in it. So I would like to know that ahead of time. Anyway.
Reverting a little bit, the storyline behind it too, it's, it looked like you're, clone troopers maybe. Or I don't know, or your resistance. No, okay, that's what it was.
Resistance.
Yeah, you're resistance troopers, but you're disguised as stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Going in with K2SO from Rogue One.
Yep, that's right.
And yeah, you're infiltrating the Empire. So yeah, I think it's going to be a blast.
It actually, at first, when we saw the thing come up, the notification, Connor and I were both like, I don't know. But after you look at the website and then watch the trailer they have play, there's one section in the trailer where they basically reveal to you that you're basically a stormtrooper in disguise. There's something about that part in the trailer that kind of sucks you in and makes you want to do it.
I think all of it, because this looks like a VR experience that's never been done before. A free VR experience where you can walk around anywhere, and you're not stuck in one position looking around. You can go anywhere, walk anywhere, touch anything.
So as soon as I've established whether Connor can get in and do some stuff in there in the wheelchair, then we'll get tickets, or we'll let everybody know we won't be getting tickets and going into it, and that'll give people some heads up too about mobility issues and whether they're going to be able to go in and do it. Is there anything else? I keep thinking that there was something else that I wanted to talk about here, but I'm drawing a blank. So it's been kind of a long day, even though we weren't in the parks all that long. It's still been a pretty long day with just other stuff going on. We do plan at some point, we'll probably do something from the Star Wars fireworks. I have yet to see it. Same for Connor. So we'd like to go over and check that out. I know everyone's seen it and it's been running for some time, but we'll probably do something, maybe stick a piece of it into a show video, and we'll give our little thoughts on it at the time. A lot of things are going to change in the parks with Episode 8 coming out, then they're going to switch gears probably in what's it called? A launch bay.
Yeah.
Launch bay is going to look a little different once Episode 8 comes out. So we'll get in there and check that out. It'd be nice, too, if they can continue to add to the model of Star Wars Land in there over time. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it's just such a big park. I don't know that they can fit it all in the limited window space.
If they can remove some stuff or move some stuff around from the before the release, of Episode 8.
Yeah.
If they can move some of that stuff around and make more space, then maybe they can do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd love to see the full thing.
So yeah, it's an exciting time coming up. Just with everything that's going to be going on. So we'll be there this year. We're going to hit everything that we can hit it. Since we're not big media, big shots or anything like that yet. We're never, right now we're going to get early passes to go in and see a lot of this stuff. So we will probably never be the first ones to bring it to you.
Which I think is better, because when you get media passes, it kind of ruins it, because you don't get the same experience that everybody else gets. You're not giving people a true experience. You're giving them a behind-the-scenes deal. So I think it's almost better that we don't have media passes or any of those sort of rights.
To a point.
We give people what they are actually going to see.
Well, just let me say this, we don't have a lot of subscribers even compared to a lot of people on YouTube. But man, at this point, it would certainly be great if everybody can just get out there and subscribe to us at youtube.com/These Amazing Places. Give us a like, thumbs up on some of the videos. Let us know what you think. We have received some comments that people continue to ask that hey, why don't we show our faces in any of the food reviews and stuff like that? And as I said before, I always want to keep it about the item or whatever it is that we're talking about, the food or whatever. But I am working on some ways of doing that without just doing like everybody else. It always seems silly to me that I show me to you biting into a hamburger, otherwise, or whatever it happens to be. Otherwise, you maybe don't know what I think of it because I didn't show you pictures or video of us biting into it. But so I want to do this a little different if I can and make it worthwhile for everybody. So you'll see some stuff, probably some goofy things along the way from where we're trying things out. So I think with that's pretty much everything. What do you think, Connor?
Yeah, that's all I have covered.
All right, from the road once again. It's been nice being back with everybody. And it is my intention, absolute intention, to get a show together with Adam and Roy and Cameron. Cameron will be coming to Florida in December. And, I should just say, too, we just spent some time with Roy and his wife in the parks. And we actually, let's go through some of this before we check out of here. Roy and his wife, Patti, are just amazing people. Just let me tell you that right off the bat. I know you don't know them, but I'm just telling you, they're amazing people. They are DVC owners, and at one point during the day when we were in Epcot with them on the 35th anniversary, they took us up into the DVC lounge. And if you're watching the video portion of this, and you're going to see some video that we did of the lounge. What you won't see is something that I consciously made sure I didn't want to add in. We met up with, we didn't meet up, they just happened to be there. And we said hey to them and talked to them for a few minutes. And those people were Adam the Woo. I just looked up and he was walking past us and we said hello to him. And Justin Scard, very, very nice guy. Adam the Woo, huge. He's a really tall, big guy. And just very nice, very kind, gentle person. Justin Scard couldn't have been any nicer. He came over, didn't know us from, well, I almost said didn't know us from Adam, but he knows Adam. And very nice guy. Was fun to talk to. He kind of goes on a mile a minute, which was fun just to be around. He had his, if you know who he is, he always wears a black and white striped shirt, and he had his black and white striped shirt on, so it was easy to recognize him from within the crowd. Tim Tracker was there also with them, but of course I didn't see him. Somehow I looked past him, and I think because I was trying to engage Adam a little bit on talking about not just podcast stuff, but he's kind of on a break right now, and so I didn't want to bother him too much since he's he's on a break. He's trying to get rest right now, and so I didn't want to impose on him too much. So, but it was nice meeting with all of them, and it was nice just being up there with Patti and Roy, and actually just running the parks with them. We did so many things with them in that one day, just trying different things, food at the food kiosks. We'll throw this in here, another review that we did with them, which was the olive cake in Spain. And it's a very dense cake. You don't taste the olive oil in it, but that's basically what they use.
Lemon, really.
And so they
really
put lemon
sour
curd over top of it, which is very tart lemon. And that rocked Connor. He didn't like that at all.
No, I'm usually one to love sour things, but man, that just, it hits you in the face.
With them, we also tried the loaded mac and cheese, which was great. It was up in the eats section, and so
nice, good flavor and crunch.
Yeah, it was actually very good. And Roy and Patti both had tried that before us, and then recommended it to us to say, yeah, we definitely got to go over here and give this a shot. I can't think of anything else we tried with them, but I didn't want to just leave that out. It was really a good day that we had with them.
Yeah, and
standing in lines, merchandise lines on that day was amazing. Even though, this is something else. This show's never going to end, so we'll just keep going. We got the shirts. Some of the
Epcot 35th shirts.
Well, I was there. Epcot 35th shirt. We did not get the annual pass holder shirts, but we got the ones that have like an orange stripe around the neck, trim around the neck and around the arms. And a lot of people were standing in line for 2 and 3 hours waiting to get those. I've heard on some other podcasts that they said that you couldn't get those before the 35th event. You couldn't get them online. You couldn't get them anywhere except for you had to get them on that day, on the 35th event. And that is not true. And how we know that is, Connor actually ordered them for us 2 weeks prior to the 35th event, and they showed up.
Literally, I mean,
like the
2
Friday
days before,
yeah, 2 days before it happened. So, anyway, I just have heard that, and now a lot of people are upset because they said that once the 35th that day was over, that you would not be able to get that merchandise, and now it's on the Shop Disney app. So, a lot of people are upset that they're doing that. I think it's fine. It keeps it from going up on eBay and garbage with people reselling. So, I think it's okay they're doing that. It's a good way of sticking it to the people who decided to come in there and buy 10 of each thing and then turn around and sell it, for more money on eBay. Kind of sticking it to the people who couldn't make it there that day. So I don't have a problem with the fact of them doing that. In fact, I thought it was genius. The 35th fireworks. The tag that they put on to the end of Illuminations was amazing.
Man, it was never ceasing.
Massive explosion in the sky. So
it was just like
I've got some video of that.
Shrapnel down at you.
Yeah, I've got video of all this. So if you're watching the video edition, you're watching a lot of the stuff that we did also during that day. So I'm just going to go ahead and put all that in here too, since I don't really know where else to put it at this point. We live streamed from there that day to the announcements they did, but as usual, the live stream is just not very good. So I'm not satisfied with Verizon and the quality of the data signal that I'm getting, wireless signal I'm getting in the parks. So I'm not happy with that. So probably won't be doing a lot more of that because it's just really not worth it for anybody to sit and watch that. It looks like we're all melting at times. Sometimes it can be very clear, but most of the time it's just not really worth watching. So you can get on there. I did leave a couple of those videos up on our YouTube site. You can check them out if you want. There's much better out there where people just film. I am trying some things as far as that goes, as far as recording and then just uploading straight from the parks. I'll probably be doing a lot more of that. So we just get stuff uploaded on the fly. It'll look produced to a point. I always try not to overproduce anything, but it'll look produced to a point. So I jabbered on about that. And once again, just Patti, Roy, if you're listening, know how much fun we had and how much we appreciated that day and the time that we just got to hang out together. So I was going to record some stuff with Roy, and then it just didn't happen, and I wasn't pushing it. We just had too good of a time just kind of running the park and just having a good time. All right, with that, I think we're good to get out of here. So if we've talked long enough, if you're enjoying these things, if you're enjoying the shows, email us and let us know at podcast at these amazing places. I promise everybody who keeps asking to see our face, I'm going to get something into this and start doing it soon. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to do that. And I just want to do it right. I don't want to be like everyone else. And let's see here. Yeah, get ready. Soon you're going to hear shows with Adam and Roy and Cameron on it. And then soon you'll get to hear Cameron and I in the parks together running around. So, all right, with that, I think we're out of here. So, everyone, nice being with you again. Talk to you soon.